My friends, Merry Christmas. I hope you're having a good one today, but I'll tell you who's not. It's the girl you see on screen right now, because today we are going to be doing part 2 of a very Slydell Christmas. Now, a lot has happened in just a few days. I uploaded a video about a week ago talking about how Tophia and Mamachu got in a big fight involving race, and guess what happened today? An even bigger fight involving race. And I'll tell you what, the worst of Tophia's qualities come out in the videos you're gonna see today. She's doing what she always does, being questioned about all her terrible past antics while just trying to point the finger at anyone she can to be like, yeah, well you call me out, but why aren't you calling out this large group of people? She curses the rich for daring to not build her a house or build all homeless people houses, despite this only being something she now cares about because she needs a house. No one's sitting over here saying, I love rich people, but Tophia's gripe against them seems pretty one-sided, and she just can't stop talking about everybody else. That's kind of the point of today's video, a bunch of ranting and raving while most of the people in the world are celebrating Christmas time, having a great time with their family, but to the Slydells, it's just another day. And honestly, it's kinda sad, seeing this whole family just shoved in their car because they have nowhere else to go, not seeing one single present during Christmas time, but it's really important to always remember they did this to themselves. There's no reason they should be homeless right now. Tophia did not have to waste the money they needed on their rent. They could have simply had the $300 for their rent, but now that they have been, it's shown how much of a pigsty their old room really was. So you take the fact of them lacking the rent money, and you can't blame anyone but Tophia because Brotherchu's working his hardest to try to get them that money, while Tophia does nothing. But hell, even if they had paid, once the people there saw the state of that room, they probably would have been kicked out anyway. So basically, everything they've done has been the wrong way of doing things, and now they're reaping what they sowed. And now I think it's time to see just how Tophia, Mamachu, all of them are dealing with the holidays, because it's a lot of fighting, but somewhere deep down, there's a beautiful family there. And I think the only reason this family isn't looking too good right now is just because Papachu's arrested, the foundation of that shit. Look, I'm ranting too much. I know what you guys are here to see. You want to see Tophia get real mad, bitch about the holidays, and so who am I to deprive you of that? Before I show this video, I just want to say shout out to TV. Their channel is down in the link in the description below, and they archive all these great Tophia videos. And the other thing I need to let you know is that these new Tophia streams have like random audio spikes where she gets really loud for like a second or two. So just a forewarning of that. It's gonna happen a few times, but it's not enough to like ruin one of these one-of-a-kind Tophia streams. If anything, it kind of amplifies her points at some points in the video.
These people need to stop learning not to mess with people. I'm being real nice. I could be real fucked up, and not in the fucked up type of way that'll get me in trouble, because I'm with every right to notify their employer of what they're doing.
Yep, if you were that type of person, you would have already found out who they are.
I've just not messed, and I could have did it to a lot of people.
And you could have already gotten them fired.
Exactly. I've been real nice and letting people mess with me because I didn't want to have to go that route, and I don't want to go that route. These people are lucky, and the way that I go is not going to get me in trouble with the police or no threats or nothing. Sometimes these people need to realize their consequences have actions. They think they can come on the internet and do what they do to people, and their consequences don't have actions.
It's funny when you wanna look up, when you say you wanna look up people and if and do things with them, they run at you and say, oh, so you're gonna be doxing people. But when
I never said I was gonna dox people.
No, but that's what they'll say to you.
I know, but I never said that though.
Yeah,
they can't lie.
But then
it's recorded.
When these people go drive by, find out where we're at.
You know what's funny is that they're driving by. They're grown ass adults driving by to find somebody. You're wasting your gas. You pulled up on somebody and put sticky notes and got your ass chased down. Yeah. You risked your life. You risked other people's lives. You're driving recklessly. You're putting people in danger. And then people applaud you for that shit. You could have unalived the whole family trying to flee, harassing somebody. Do people not use their common sense?
You see, this is one of the main reasons Tophia gets messed with. She's sitting here talking to thousands of faceless trolls, threatening them, saying, come on, come do it again. I could easily just file a police report and get all of you arrested, but I don't want to do that. I could also easily just call your job and get you fired, but nah, I'm not gonna do that. And it's like, good for you, Tophia. You're doing a normal thing, not going after people's jobs. And it's not right when people go after Tophia's family too, showing up to their car, putting stuff on the car, people stealing from them. But she takes things way too far, saying that, you could have gotten beaten up when Brotherchu was the one chasing these people down the street. Genuinely, I know you want to defend your family, but he's lucky he didn't get beat up. And then finally, you say that they put kids in danger? That sounds like something people just say to you, Tophia, and you're trying to reflect it. Again, what these guys did, if it's true what you're saying, is a complete piece of shit move, but you're trying to make it way worse than it is and just said the facts about how they put a sticky note on your car and, not tried to make it something where they're putting people's lives in danger.
Like, if somebody started doing to them what they did to me, they would leave me alone.
That's what I was going to say.
They would have got off the internet.
Because they don't like you, that's why.
If somebody started doing the same stuff to them that they did to me, they would stop. If they were at risk of losing their job, they wouldn't be putting themselves. They think that they can pull up to people's cars and get away with it. They think they could throw stuff at people's car. They think the police is literally on camera catching these people.
Look at your live stream. Look at all the good comments. Thousands of good comments, isn't it?
No, that says cancel Tophia.
I mean, but still, I see you block some, not all blocked.
No, you can't comment.
And they want to say that they don't have.
And not only that, the police is notified that we're being harassed. So whoever's doing it is getting caught on camera. Yeah. They called me back for the incident about getting robbed out of the car. And I literally told her we're getting harassed.
Oh, did you?
I said it might have been the person who admitted they robbed us because they showed people pictures, but I said I'm not for sure 100% because they showed people pictures they was at my car and I'm getting harassed online because of me going live online. Mind you, there's a camera right there. So whoever threw all that food, whoever's put all those sticky notes all over the car got caught on camera. So if the police literally looks into that and sees what's happening to our car, because I can request them to look at those cameras, yeah. I'm reporting it to their job. Yep. And their job's gonna see live video footage. So they can't lie and say shit. Yep. They're gonna be caught on camera doing that shit. They can't say, well, I didn't do that. She's a horrible person. They can't lie to their job. The police is gonna show the camera to the boss right in their boss's face. These people think that they can just pull up to someone's car and start damaging a car they did not pay for and think they're gonna get away with it. And then they think that I just say this stuff, that I'm just joking. I've had enough. Somebody has to pay. Somebody has to learn not to fuck with me.
In my opinion, this is one of the most wild claims she makes throughout the duration of this entire stream. To say that the cops have cameras now, and they're hunting these people down because Tophia's told them to, is something that's never going to come to fruition for her. She's never going to find out who these people are. That's because the cops have much bigger fish to fry than a woman having sticky notes put on her windshield. She seems so adamant about the fact that these people are going to get caught, despite always saying how lousy the police are and they never help anybody. And again, all it's doing is making people just laugh, because instead of just not talking about this and hoping people don't do this anymore, you're going live making such a big fuss out of it that trolls who desperately want to mess with you are now going to do it tenfold. Again, I need to stress that I'm not defending this, but with the group of people you have who mess with you every day, Tophia, you're just threatening them now. You're poking the bear, and it's these things never end up working out for you. And another big reason that could be the case is because the police really don't have time for somebody who's only focused with seemingly getting someone to lose their job. You're talking about letting the police know, but you're not talking about these people being arrested. All you're focused on is them being in the same shoes as you, jobless, so you can say the same thing that they say right back to you. You just desperately want to harass people the same way people harass you. And I can kind of understand that thinking because this happens to you every day, but for you to act like you're so much better than people and also be desperately trying to get people to lose their jobs just because of mean comments left about you, because let's be real right now, if people are spending their time showing up to your car because they probably don't even have jobs for you to attack. But really the thing that stuck with me the most is what she said at the very end. She said, fuck it, somebody has to pay for what they do to me. So she doesn't care. She's not trying to have this stop. She just wants someone to also be in the same shoes as her so she can look down on them. This is just a really shitty situation because she's trying to defend herself from all these trolls, but again, she doesn't understand that these people are not going to stop.
You know what happened when my moderator took action? Because someone falsely called CPS, they stopped fucking with her. Yeah. And if I continue to let these people do whatever they want and being nice, no more Mr. Nice Person. Because then they continue. They don't learn their lesson. They won't only do it to me, they'll do it to somebody else. And I'm not going to let that happen. Somebody has to pay the price.
Yeah. Has to be stopped.
Somebody has to lose their job to learn. Do not pull up on people. You don't do that. I can't even catch a break. I worked hard for the shit that I had. These fuckers don't work hard for their shit. They just steal it.
Tophia says that she works hard for what she does. And would that be just sitting in the car? Would that be going to a restaurant? What would that be? Because TikTok is not it. Sitting here for hours every night and just complaining and complaining and complaining is not hard work. She looks at herself as this really hard-working, dedicated woman when she doesn't get off her ass more than 2 or 3 times a day.
Well, actually, TikTok owes me over $1,000+ that they still have not paid me. this month. I didn't even get all my money this month, and I'm pissed off. That's over $1,000+ combined from this account to my main account, and that's not even going to include, because that's not going to be paid until next month. TikTok owes me about $1,000+. I'm not going to say how much, but they owe me a lot of money. They haven't even paid me. Mind you, I could take my shit, right? Because all I have to do is make good quality videos on YouTube. I could be making bank. I don't need to deal with this TikTok bullshit. Oh, we can't pay you, not payable. It's over the freaking amount to be paid. You are withholding $200 on my main account. You're not even supposed to be holding back from on top of what I make. They've been taking $200 and holding it back, which is crazy because on my backup account, I got all of it. On my main account, I don't get all of the amount that I make because they take $200 out of it, which makes no sense. Why are you holding back $200?
Now, we all know that Tophia will refuse to get a job to the end of time, but I feel like this $1,000+ being withheld from her from TikTok is one of the main reasons she's like, well, why would I get a job? I'm just waiting for them to send this money. You know, Tophia, your account, I believe, is demonetized. There's a good chance they are never sending you that money. And if it is truly over 1,000, that's nothing to sneeze at. You know, you guys would be mad too, so would I. But then you changed it to $200, so I'm not sure how much it genuinely is. And the last thing she said there is that she might want to run to YouTube, make high quality content there. But I guess in her mind, that means that, you know, all the trolls are going to be back on TikTok and just leave her alone. And she'll learn very quickly that is not going to happen in the slightest. But I'll be interested if Tophia does eventually make the jump to YouTube.
These people are so stupid. They'll sit here and say we moved because they got us to move.
They didn't make us move.
No, we moved because we was tired of being harassed. We could have stayed there and let their ass get caught again.
Yeah.
We could stay there and let them continue to do it and get caught on camera.
They did kind of. We got sick and tired of DoorDash.
Exactly.
If it wasn't for DoorDash, we would have stayed our ground.
Why do I want to stay there and keep having DoorDash come to the car or police?
For DoorDash.
And we didn't even make the decision to move. Did we move ourselves?
Nope.
My brother moved it.
Yeah, he decided to move.
He told me he moved the car.
He wants us to be safe.
He can't. He has things he has to do. He can't always be here to make sure we're safe. Mind you, I don't mind it because I don't worry.
You don't worry because you don't work. You're sitting in the car with Mamachu all day, and God forbid another robber ever came, you'd run to the hills and leave Mamachu there. But she's putting everything in the world on Brother Chu's shoulders. He owes the rent. He's the one who has to make sure they're safe. Tophia just has to sit there. This is deadass a 30-year-old woman who talks about how she has like problems standing and getting up and her legs hurt and she couldn't work Amazon. Like, dude, like, welcome to the real world. You can't just go through life. Like, what is going to happen with her when Mama Chu's gone and Brother Chu's gone? That's a really, like, tough question to answer because she has zero work skills, has no, like, work history, and, like, again, she's one of these people who's just going to have nothing there once all is said and done. And at the beginning of that clip, she's talking about how nobody made them leave. Nobody scared them off. Yes, they did, and it's because of your own actions. You know, you guys were popping squats and taking shits right next to a public park. Like, this is absolutely a reason you should have moved, and the second people called you out on it, you fucking hightailed. But now comes the moment where Tophia really starts to get pissed off. When Mama Chu sees a comment in chat and says, oh yeah, look at that, they're saying that Papa Chu's not your father. And Toph really doesn't like that. Not because she's like, that's my father, don't you say that about him, but for another reason.
And another issue I have, she's not, her mind's not telling her that that's her father. That's her father. Thank you.
Just ignore that about my father. They're going to say it's not my father because they don't want me to be black. The reason they don't want me to be black is because they want to keep calling me racist and they know they can't because I'm black. They want to continue to say I'm racist towards Mexicans when Mexican is not even a race. And I'm not going to hear it from somebody that writes a long paragraph message trying to tell me how Mexicans are a race when we literally have discussion topics and debate topics how Mexican is not a race. I don't care what you tell me. You cannot mark Mexican down as a race on the census. Too bad, so sad. You are not going to try to argue with me, and I'm not going to sit here and say Mexican's a race when it's not. Please use your common sense. I'm tired of people leaving me long messages about how they feel Mexican's a race. We do not care. It's not a race. Enough is enough. Like, I'm so sick and tired of someone, and I know you're trying to be polite, but it's pissing me off. I'm not going to go say Mexican's a race to get chewed out. It's not. Take that up with the government. Don't take that up with me. We have to acknowledge the government doesn't acknowledge a lot of races. But there's nothing we can do about it. Whatever's listed on the census is a race. Black, white, indigenous, Pacific Islander, Asian. Black, white, Pacific Islander, Asian, and then there's another one. There's 5.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that reasoning is wild and utterly disrespectful for Tophia to say, and I'll explain exactly why right now. The main thing Tophia is worried about with people slandering her father is that, she's not his daughter. And that doesn't hurt her because, is that not my dad? It hurts her because they're saying I'm not African American. Now, everyone has a right to be prideful of their heritage, of their race, but when you use the struggles of people that are genuinely happening in the world, you don't get to shield yourself with that. People go through real and heavy shit every day. African Americans, really every race. And you try to use every single one of those bad things that happen as a defense for yourself. You've never gone through anything like that, Tophia, and the reason people call you out has nothing, and I mean not a single thing to do with your race. It's completely disrespectful to any African American who went through heavy shit in their lives, because this woman absolutely hasn't. And she's trying to resonate with others over that, which you can't do, because you've gone through no types of trials and tribulations, and you just want to act like you're someone who's been treated the way you've been treated for the color of your skin. Absolutely not. You could be white as a marshmallow and people would still tell you that you are a very terrible person.
People are so dumb. They're being anti-black as well. Aren't people discriminating against me? Especially white people. I hate it when people sit here and say, well, didn't you say you're Hispanic? Of course, that's my ethnicity. Just because I said Hispanic doesn't make me black. That's one thing I hate about people is saying because I said I'm Hispanic, I'm not black. Black is my race. That's what I marked down when I marked down how many people lived in the household and I put my race. When you have to fill out that paper for the government and I put African American. Why would I mark African American if I'm not? Why would my ID say African American, or I don't know if the IDs have race. Why would I put African American as my race when I get my ID if I'm not? Why would I lie about my race on government documents if I'm not black? Some of you guys really love to be anti-black. You love to be racist and you don't say anything. You let white people come in my comment section and tell me I'm not black because you also do it. And I'm so sick and tired of people not caring. When it comes to black people, nobody cares to come harass my family. There's a lot of people that would literally come if they were called. So I would advise you not to make threats like that. Well, you say you're the right one. No, I'm the right one. You caught me on a good day. I'm not afraid of you. You should be afraid of me. It doesn't make sense. It's stupid. It's idiotic. You come on the internet threatening people and then, oh no, I didn't say that. I didn't mean, whenever someone holds or gives you the same energy, except with me, I say if, because I'm not going to be stupid enough to threaten people. Yeah. I know what I can and cannot say. Obviously, they know that, but they still say it otherwise.
You see, Tophia is somebody who a lot of times will get really mad at people for making assumptions about her, or saying things about her that she will vehemently deny, although there's proof of it being true, like the dirty hotel room. And in the first clip you saw there, you can see her just assuming that everybody who says words to her in her chat is white. She'll always go off on these tangents about white people and just say that everyone who attacks her is a white person. She doesn't know this at all. She's just saying it because she really has a dislike for white people. And she also tried her hardest to sound like hard as hell in those last few. She's the right one. They have tons of people riding out for them in the streets of Albuquerque, which is just laughable. But then she makes the craziest statement she can make by saying that, I still can't believe this, you caught her on a good day. There's never been a good day for Toph. Toph is sitting here being nah, I'm just going to be nice to y'all today. No, you're not. You have nothing, and you can do nothing to these trolls, but you still want to maintain this air of, you're in control. They better not mess with you. And that's, again, such a silly thing to do when all these trolls' whole intention is to just mess with you all day. That's not going to stop it. Especially when Tophia is saying things like, well, that's why I say if. They make all these threats, but I say hypotheticals. If I were to do this, you'd be scared. And she thinks that's going to get her out of all, trouble, which she's not going to be in anyway, nor will any of these trolls. But she's using anything she can to be I'm not the bad one, you're the bad one. Yes, I've said threats myself, but said them hypothetically, but you guys have said it right here in my chat, so you're the guilty party.
I have a lot to lose. First of all, my family wouldn't benefit me if I went to prison for the rest of my life. They depend on me for a lot of things. If it wasn't for me, my brother's car wouldn't have car insurance or be able to, he wouldn't have car insurance. And if he would have got pulled over, they would have towed his car. Luckily, because of me, he has car insurance and he also has a running car because I had to buy an alternator for his car. So yeah. And also, if it wasn't for me, my mom wouldn't have hearing aids. I bought her hearing aids. She has a lot of things because of me, and so does my family. We all support each other. They benefit because of me. If it wasn't for me, we wouldn't be getting all of this help in the first place. You're not realizing your harassment is causing people to help us. If I was to literally sit down with someone and explain the harassment I'm getting online and actually fix this shit, you're giving me more help than you know.
It was funny that one time they said, because you were trying to commit, they said,
Mom, no, you can't. Mom, you gotta be careful what you say. Don't do that.
Oh, I know what. I can't say that word. Sorry, guys.
Mom, that's not funny. Hold on,
I was
guys.
just gonna say backfire.
No!
Tophia then mutes the microphone for like an extended period of time, probably to admonish Mamachu over the word she just said. That was the word that's meant to say that, Tophia wanted to off herself. And Toph hates any type of negative talk about herself on her own stream because she thinks it's just going to give trolls more ammo, which it will. But also, Mamachu's allowed to say whatever the hell she wants. It's her car at the end of the day, goddammit, and you're always streaming like 24/7, so she's not allowed to speak her mind.
It's just wild. It's just crazy how people justify this stuff. But when things start happening to people, they really are going to be quiet. Then they're really going to learn to leave me alone. I don't have to do things illegally like people do, like robbing people, threatening people.
See, she did it again right there with the hypothetical threats. These people are going to get hurt, but not in an illegal way. Like, just stop. You're just trying so hard to scare these people, and you're just giving them an even bigger laugh. I think the biggest laugh I got, though, was in the last clip where she talked about how much she helps her family. She does nothing but name 2 things she did for Brother one time. The first one I'm 99% sure isn't true, her making sure the car is running. And second off, congrats, you helped him with his insurance. It's a shame you can't ever help with the rent. If you could, you wouldn't be homeless right now.
See, now they're telling me to report my life because of what you said.
Who is telling you?
They made a username. Mom, you have to be careful with what you say.
Okay.
Mom, it's not just an okay thing. I've already explained it to you. You're not helping our situation, and I can't even say why. They'll take advantage of that. Yes, I am a victim, actually. I was swatted falsely 10 times already? Yes, I am. Because people sent random men to my door. One guy who tried to come in. Why are you sending men from dating apps if I'm a horrible person? If I'm not a good person, just block me. Why do you gotta constantly harass someone and then start laughing? What if I did that to you? That's like people that are baiting these predators, right? Which I don't have an issue with. The problem being is that you're gonna make them look like a victim when you start harassing them. Then people are not gonna believe they're predators. People are gonna say, well, this poor dude's a victim now. And it's gonna be a lot harder for him to be charged because you just made the dude a victim. Are you dumb? If someone is so that badly horrible, why are you sitting here on the internet literally making them a victim? Of course you don't like what someone says online. But that's no way to threaten, harass, or send weird people to the car or DoorDash because of words you don't like. I don't like what you say. People call me the N-word, but you don't see me sitting here finding out who they are, harassing them. You're literally taking this in real life over some freaking words. That shows that you can't handle what someone says to you. You get butthurt all the time. You're taking it out on me because you got hurt for something I said to you. If you're that upset over words and you can't handle it, then you shouldn't be on social media. I can't handle it, well then why am I online every day?
Just a phenomenal job by Tophia to compare her situation to a predator catch. Her point is this. If people, catch these predators and troll them and beat them up like some predator catchers do, people are going to feel sympathy for them, which no, they are not. No, they absolutely are not. Like, what she's doing here is genuinely sympathizing with predators. She's saying that, these guys get caught and they get made victims because people harass them and all that, and it's all just over words. She must have seen a few of these and seen that these guys text back and forth with kids, and she's like, no, all they said were words, so why do they deserve this? She sees a bit of that in her own situation, especially with all the Asian teen corn stuff. Maybe you guys heard something different than me in that statement, but really, it just seems like she's trying to compare her situation to people who get caught in predator stings and being like, see, like, you make people feel bad for us. Like, nobody feels bad for you. She said, oh, you made me a victim with all the swattings and stuff. And that may be true. Nobody should ever swat anybody. That's completely over the line. But predators? Like, no, Tophia. These people are never made into victims. And if anyone sees them as such, they're probably a predator too.
It's selective outrage. It's selective outrage.
They like that stuff, that way.
They want to act like they care about your well-being, but why are you homeless and why are you being harassed if they cared about your well-being? They care about you, but then they send DoorDash to your door and start banging on your car windows. Like if I'm the only person sleeping out of the car, I'm not the only person in the car. So why are they harassing you? Why are they terrorizing you? What did you do to them?
I didn't do anything.
They're mad because you're supporting me.
No.
Your mother, what are you supposed to do?
I support you because I know what you're doing, which they don't. They don't know anything you're doing.
Isn't a mother supposed to defend her kids?
Of course not.
So why are they telling you that you have no right to defend me while actively harassing you? But they care about your well-being. What did you do to them? Did you do anything to them?
No.
Because you didn't apologize because they tried to tell you that you called black people the N-word?
No, that's not what it was.
And even before then, they was harassing you.
They're mad because I stick up for you. No, they're mad because I don't tell you to get out of the house and go get a job. They've said it to me several times, and I've stated it before. Why should she have to go get a job when she has one?
Ah, Mamachu, the ultimate enabler. Listen, this old woman doesn't deserve to be going through what she is right now. She clearly has something with that cough. I think it's osteoporosis. But really, the only reason they're in this position is because she raised Tophia and allows her to be this way. You just heard it with people telling her, dude, make Tophia get a job. Why would I do that when she already has one? You mean one she's seeing no money from? One that she just has to sit there all day talking to a camera for and still not see any income for it? Maybe she just likes spending time with Tophia and doesn't want her away from the house all day. But at the end of the day, she needs to. Every human being needs to work. You don't just get to sit around your whole life and live off of your brother's paycheck and the pennies on the dollar that Tophia makes working online. You know, like a month or two ago, Tophia was claiming that she had $10,000 that just come in. What happened to this $10,000 if it existed? And it's more of these things Mamachu just allows her to chirp online while sitting right next to her that get Tophia and all this bullshit. Because Mamachu just pushes it. Yeah, Toph, you're completely great. Nobody knows all you do. Yes, people do, because she streams it all day. She sits there and does nothing. And to be fair, one of the problems that locals have getting a job is that people will call and try to get them fired. I know that's probably an annoying thing to have to go through, but again, it doesn't mean you just can't work ever again for the rest of your life. Like, what if you just, got rid of TikTok for a while? Like, you can still do your TikToks while in the car, although I don't trust you not to be able to, not blurt this out, but go get a job somewhere and don't tell anybody. Like, again, you could so easily do this, but you don't want to. If she really wanted a job, she'd keep it quiet and keep it off the internet. But because she so desperately doesn't want to work, she'll constantly use the trolls as an excuse.
It's never an issue when other people are using slurs. You're mad at, we don't know, we don't know who that is, so we're not gonna say anything. Yeah, of course you don't give a F. I just literally said that you don't give a F. So then you can't complain about nobody saying slurs from now on. You don't give a fuck.
Stupid thing to say. Oh, we don't know who they are, so we're not gonna say nothing. Go to their live streams and say something when they're saying.
They don't go live. They say it on my live stream. And the issue being, right, is that they said they don't give a fuck. So then they shouldn't be calling.
They're popping up.
Mom, wait, hold on. I know you want to speak, but wait.
Yeah, but then you take an hour to talk.
But it's my live.
Okay, go ahead, finish.
Never mind, just go ahead, because they're going to tell me I'm stopping you for talking.
Yeah.
It's your live now.
No, it's not. I was just going to say, how funny, they can't find out who the person is, they can't say nothing. They're literally popping up right there saying stuff. They shouldn't be saying, they should click on that photo and go to their page.
They're not going to say anything. No, I forgot what I was going to say because you started talking.
I'll remember for you. No, I'm just kidding.
This is why people say you treat your mother horribly. All she's trying to do is defend you, and you just have to rant, to break out into that, Mom, I'm talking, despite you cutting her off at every single point you could throughout this whole video. She's such a child with that, like, oh, it's my stream, Mom, like, okay, but you're sitting right next to her in the same automobile, and what's she supposed to do? Go sit outside, wait till you're done your 4-hour live stream? She's, like, Tophia has such an attitude on her, and to throw it at her, like, really, really old mother while she is 30 herself is just pathetic.
There was a white person in my comment section that he said we all bleed the same. No, we don't. What kind of a statement is that? Another white girl in my DMs. I'm looking at their profile pictures. I'm looking at their videos. I'm looking at them. They're not white chicking their face, okay? This is not white chicks. This is not black people trying to, or not trying to be white, because it's a comedy. It's a comedy, right? It's a funny comedy. These people are not putting on a fake face pretending to be white. They're white people being racist. They're being openly racist because you guys don't say shit to them.
How does she manage to stay on TikTok? I mean, really, like, listen to all the stuff she says. White people this, white people that. When someone brought up that everybody bleeds the same, which is a pretty factual statement, she is not having it. And I bet one of these days she will be taken down for racism or something like that. And I have a pretty good idea who she will immediately point the blame to.
Well, I wouldn't be concerned of which one's my dad because you don't have one. So maybe I would be concerned about why you don't have parents. Because it sounds like you don't have parents that love you if you're concerned about which one's my daddy when you don't even know who your daddy is. You don't even have a name for your daddy. So I wouldn't even be worried. Maybe you should worry about why you was an orphan instead of worrying about me. Did you play in the production of Little Orphan Annie? Was that you? Did you take that musical a little personally because you was orphaned? So maybe I would not worry about me. I would worry about you. And even if you do, your mom should have swallowed.
Yeah, you're really helping your case that you're like a really nice person who deserves all the respect in the world, Tophia. You just said that off-the-cuff comment not knowing anything about this guy, about how his parents don't love him and he's an orphan. But God forbid people ever make an offhanded claim about Tophia. This is wild. She's completely bullying this guy while he's in the chat, and yet Tophia is the one who expects to be given a pass, you know, because she's gone through so much. That is absolutely nuts that she'd say that to someone, and she's going to continue to play the victim.
And even if you had parents, I'm pretty sure you're the disappointment in the family. You know, when people start talking about you, that's when your parents get quiet. They don't have anything to say because they don't have anything nice to say about you. It's always the people that are either fatherless, motherless, don't have no parents, or their parents never loved them growing up. You're concerned about who my real father is when you should be concerned about why your father left.
Why are they so concerned about who your father is?
It doesn't matter who my father is. A DNA test does not prove that I'm black. I'm still black no matter whatever father it
They
is.
shouldn't be concerned with that. You know who your father is.
Exactly. No matter how they try to twist and turn it, I'm still black. Are they not stupid? Race is not based off of DNA.
Somebody got even stupid in my region, had the nerve to say, stop lying to your daughter, tell her who her real father is. I was like, gee, these people are loony.
No, it's because their mother never told them who their real father was.
Maybe.
They probably got lied to. That's like them. Like one time, there was this one where someone made a joke to their sibling and said, you're adopted, and they actually found out they was adopted. That's going to be them. They're going to find out that they was adopted and their parents are not really theirs. Their mother's going to be like, son, let me sit you down. I got to tell you the truth. I lied to you this whole time.
See, Tophia, I know you're trying to be all clever and be like, these people say this about me, so I'll throw it right back. But you are making so many outrageous and baseless claims that by the precedent you are setting, people are now allowed to do the same about you. You're letting trolls know that this is completely fair game. They can now make up any outrageous statement about you, and because you did it first, you already, you lit the fuse. I don't know why, and why you're so hostile about it, I don't know. You just keep going on about this orphan thing, and she'll say, well, they do it too, and it's like, yeah, because you just did that. You don't think these trolls are now going to make up even more crazy shit about you? She went off about Tophiachu too, saying that no matter what the DNA test says, she's still black. Even if she has a white father, according to her, this will not change anything. I don't know why she is so in fear about this. But if this news ever came out that Tophiachu wasn't her father, I think we never see Tophia on here again.
Okay, so who cares if you have a house, car, and degree? It's a piece of paper that says you're qualified for a job, only to not get hired for a job. Imagine paying hundreds of thousands of dollars for a piece of paper that tells you you're qualified for the job because you got a degree. Okay. Even if I could afford a degree, I don't want to go to college.
And that's nothing. We open and run a whole business, no college degree, and I can teach my kids.
Actually, I was sending emails from my dad's business to investors. I was typing emails without a college degree, working for my dad's business in high school.
Yeah, me too, typing letters, sending, running the back office, getting a...
Mind you, they're gonna say it's a scam because somebody got mad that it wasn't even his fault.
Yep.
And because somebody got mad, they went online and lied. Because investors, my dad is the middleman. So what he does is he gets investors to invest money in businesses. A lot of these people had small businesses. They were telling him that these people didn't need a credit check. They could work with anybody with no credit, and then they would turn around and say, well, they have to have a credit check.
We had loan companies that stated that they didn't, it was take out a loan with no credit. And then it was working okay. We were getting clients and he was sending them to the lenders. That's what he did, raising from $800 to $10 million for companies that needed it. And what happened was these people started coming to him and saying, oh, well, they're asking for a credit check and they this and that. And he said, well, that's not me, that's them.
Bro, what are they even talking about right now? This family cannot stop lying. They're trying to make it sound like Tophiachu had this big company, a lending company, and somebody had a problem with them who was completely lying, and now Tophiachu doesn't do that anymore. You ever heard, I want to ask is, if you've ever watched a Tophiachu video before on my channel or anyone else's, have you ever heard of Ozark National Bank, the fictitious bank he thinks he runs in his head? Well, that's the guy they're saying was in charge of $8 to $10 million at some point. He is in prison right now, as many of you know, and what happened was he just scammed an old lady out of their money. And maybe he had a job before this. I'm not entirely sure, but I know for a fact he wasn't handling that much money, nor did he quit his job in order to get himself out of trouble, whatever it was they explained. It was some bullshit, again, he thought was real in his head. It's his whole $999 zillion thing. He just says stuff. You know, he doesn't think about this. He doesn't actually run a bank. He just says it because he's fucking crazy. And I don't know about you guys, but I've watched a bit of Tophia now, and I've never heard her bring this up. It only now seemingly comes up when they're looking for an excuse about how hard of a worker Tophia is, that she helped her dad back when she was in high school, typing away on a computer all day for his clearly fake venture. I just can't take this seriously when they're talking about the same man that's like really responsible for why they're homeless right now. Because before Papachu went to jail, he was responsible for paying rent. And for months he was telling the family, don't worry, it's covered, don't worry, it's covered. Guess what? Wasn't covered. And that's kind of like the whole downward spiral they're in right now. It all started when Papachu said he would pay the rent and just flat out didn't.
So he quit because he didn't want to get into trouble because a lot of people were going to say...
Well, people already started reporting the business to the Better Business Bureau and it dropped because they were mad that it wasn't going as promised, which he didn't promise anybody anything. It was the lenders. Yeah. They were the ones that were saying these people didn't need a credit check. Mind you, one of the ladies that worked for him, which people are probably going to bring that up, she literally falsely lied about stuff. Yeah. She literally, my mom believes she lied about injuring herself at Wendy's. She claims she got hurt at Wendy's where she works.
No, she did get injured, but she got stupid. She didn't sue Wendy's.
Well, I don't know. Maybe because after she lied, she was standing on the street corner by where we lived and she was holding up a sign asking for money. Her and another lady tried to make false claims because that other lady's daughter was also working with me. There was another girl that was in high school that was working with me. We were both working because he wanted to hire her daughter and he said, I'll hire your daughter and I'll pay her. And my mom said, well, if you're going to hire her, why don't you hire your daughter to work? So I worked. I literally worked for my dad's company sending emails. I said, I'll work for money. Shoot. I'll work for your business. And he hired me too. We were both working, sending emails.
And then we fired those people because they were lying about stuff.
Yeah. And they were screwing up his business too. Yeah, there was one lady that was crossing off. She was just crossing off and she wasn't even sending emails.
She was supposed to call those numbers and see if they, were interested in a loan. Yeah. And my father had to go to the bank and I sat there and I was watching her cross out the names that he paid for, the list, and she wasn't even calling them.
Yeah, because he was using a website to pay for leads. That's what you do when you run a business. He was paying for these numbers so he could call them and she was just crossing it off. She wasn't even calling them.
And when he came back, I told him.
And so now it's the other people who were involved in this, it's their fault. They had to get fired and everything because they were making old Papachu's business, they were making it flop, they were giving it a terrible name. And I just have to ask the question yet again, why is it always somebody else's fault? Have they taken accountability for anything, her or Mamachu? They just point the finger at everyone else, white people, trolls, these specific people who work with Papachu in his fictitious business. It's always somebody else. And you know what? It's funny to remember that we are like 35 minutes into this one, and there has been no Christmas talk whatsoever, because Tophia and her mom have bigger fish to fry. These trolls and everyone, they need to hear Tophia's threats. They need to hear Tophia's attempt to act tough because, they're not doing anything to better themselves, the Slydells. They're not even trying to, do anything Christmassy. It's only time to bitch. It's always time to bitch and moan. Every time they're alive, Tophia literally does nothing but complain about the world around her. I don't know why she thinks she has a future in this and is going to be making amazing content, but she does, and her idea of that is probably just more of this. You see, everything you saw there happened just a day or two ago, but here we are on Christmas Day, and Tophia's last post was last night on Christmas Eve. So let's see what she's getting up to right on the day. Christmas is here. How exactly will the Slydells celebrate? Despite me telling you before, they're probably not doing anything at all. Let's see how their day is going.
My hair is horrible, ignore that. And, I'm walking around because I cannot sit, but I don't understand why people on the internet, right? They deem me a predator, whatever the case may be, will turn around and defend an actual predator. They say, well, Ashley Trevino has a place to live. Ashley Trevino is better than you. I didn't try to meet up with no 19-year-old. Nor did I write a song about a 19-year-old seeing my private area. That is so weird. Are we good? Merry Christmas Eve, guys. Happy Hanukkah for those who don't celebrate Christmas, Jewish people. But yeah, Merry Christmas Eve, Happy Hanukkah, and I really appreciate your guys' support. Obvious reasons why I don't mention usernames. But yeah, I just noticed you tried, and I guess it said it canceled. I don't know what's up with my Cash App. But yeah, anyways, guys, enjoy the rest of your guys' holiday, and I'll see you later. Bye, guys. Whoa. I know I shouldn't have to explain this, because I've already explained it, but I'm so sick and tired. So I was like, you used the GoFundMe money to go to Comic-Con. Did you know the GoFundMe was made after Comic-Con? How would I use GoFundMe money to go to Comic-Con when Comic-Con was already over and I already went and I didn't have a GoFundMe then? Are you okay? Do you know how to read? The Comic-Con is I mean, the GoFundMe is not active. The money's still sitting there. We didn't hit our goal. I used GoFundMe money to go to Comic-Con when the GoFundMe wasn't made when I went to Comic-Con and Comic-Con was over. You could clearly see the date. Unless you need glasses, I can help you. And I know I shouldn't have to explain things I've already explained, guys. I'm sorry, but I get frustrated. But it takes less than 2 seconds. This isn't rocket science, right? You can check. You want a reason to lie and say, oh, you spent GoFundMe money on Comic-Con when I literally made a GoFundMe after Comic-Con. And the issue that was being brought up was if I was a scammer. Mind you, you guys derailed the conversation of that live and made it about me being a racist, predator, all of that stuff, and never even got a chance to address if I was a scammer.
So she starts complaining in a park in the middle of the day about Ashley Trevino. If you don't know who Ashley Trevino is, I believe I've said it before, but it's the one person Tophia is completely justified in ranting and raving about all day long. Ash is just a horrible, horrible woman. Tophia really hits home the point that this girl's a creep. She's like 30. Yeah, she goes out with a 19-year-old, sends the dude weird pics of herself. But that's not the worst thing about Ashley. The worst thing about Ashley is that she has an obsession with talking to prisoners, like emailing or writing guys in jail. And the one dude she was with, or might even currently be with, is a man in jail for ending the life of a 13-year-old girl. Now, Ash even goes around defending this man and what he did. And she is far, far worse of a person than Toph could ever wish to be. But one day we'll get into talking about Ash, I guarantee you that. She then gives a very warm Christmas welcome, and I thought that was out of Toph's itinerary. Never thought she had that planned, but apparently she did. And then ends the day by ranting about her old GoFundMe scam, which then got her to Comic-Con. Because back in the day, Toph had a GoFundMe she was running because the house, they needed shit, they may have gone homeless, and instead of doing that, Toph took the money and went to Comic-Con with her brother. She tries to defend herself about this, but you always know if Toph is going into such great detail, trying to explain the ins and out of what happened that day, she's just trying to make it up on the fly and is most likely lying. And after seeing all of that today, ladies and gentlemen, my God, are we lucky to be spending the holiday season not like this. Again, the Slydells have put themselves in the position, and they'll sit here all day pointing the finger and ranting about every single person they feels like put them in this position, but they never point the finger at themselves, and that's what the big problem is here. They're not going to have a very good Christmas, and Tophia is coping with that in the best way she can, same way she did it around Thanksgiving, calling everyone who celebrated it a racist and stuff, and just expect more and more outlandish claims from this girl as the week goes on, because we are not done with the Slydell family Christmas just yet, my friends. But that's all I got for y'all today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoy the next one that comes out too. I want to give a big shout out to TV again, because all these compilations are just the best, and I want to thank all you guys for being here all year. This has been one lit year, 2024, and it's been awesome because all you guys have been here along with the ride, and now we're here. Christmas Day, only a week left in the new year, and I hope you guys make it an awesome one, even though there's only like a week left. Have an awesome Christmas today, have a great new year, but I'll see you before then, and until then, I'm out of here, bro. Everyone take care, and I'll see you on the next one.